At her annual State of the City report, April 22nd, Rocky River Mayor Pam Bobst announced that the city received a $100,000 county grant to fund streetscape improvements along Old Detroit Road.
We'll be doing some pedestrian amenities, landscaping, seating, lighting, signage, really creating a gathering place for our community.
The city will contribute $175,000 to the project. Bobst also announced the West Shore communities will receive $800,000 from FEMA to purchase state-of-the-art radio equipment for local fire departments.
We were somewhat hesitant to announce it because it required a matching fund of $200,000, which the cities did not have at this time. But we were very happy to hear that the county has some Homeland Security dollars that are to be used specifically for matching funds. They have stepped up to the plate. They will provide those matching funds. And so the West Shore will be receiving $1 million to enhance interoperability with communications, both with fire and police, that will all be on the same communications platforms.
Although revenues were down $162,000 in 2009, expenditures were down as well by $400,000. That left the city with a $3.5 million surplus in 2009. The city is doing more with less, Bobst said. But that doesn't mean the city doesn't have economic worries.
And some of the concerns that we have is the economic recovery will be slow. We have flat and or decreasing revenue streams, as you heard me say earlier. Already in the first quarter of 2010, we see a 5.5% decrease in our income tax collections. Very concerning to us.
The city has frozen part-time wages and eliminated 11,000 part-time hours in the recreation department alone. Bobst said the city is in full-time position preservation mode.
What I mean by that is I feel very strongly that we're in a service industry. And if we're eliminating full-time positions, that means we're impacting services to our residents. And we don't want that to happen or have a negative impact. If you haven't noticed that refuse is being collected any differently, or leaves aren't being collected any differently, or the snow isn't being plowed any differently, that is the measure of our success, and that's our goal.
90 home foreclosures were filed in 2009, up from 45 just 3 years ago. But Bobst said Rocky River is not in as bad shape as some cities.
Compared to other communities, we don't have a lot of foreclosures. There are communities with hundreds of foreclosures. They would love to be able to report that there were only 90. But when that home is on your street in your neighborhood and it starts to deteriorate, it can have a very negative impact. So we're very conscientious about making sure that those properties are well maintained and that they continue to be on our radar screen.
Considering the severity of the global recession, Bobst said things aren't all that bad in Rocky River.
We're in a relatively stable financial position, a double A2 rating, bond rating. There's been considerable residential, commercial, and institutional development and redevelopment, indicating the Rocky River continues to be a city worthy of significant investment. We have multiple diverse revenue streams. We're highly effective in securing outside funding for critical projects, and our past practices in planning are serving us well.
In what was probably no surprise to attendees of her previous annual reports, Bobst became emotional at the end of her 56-minute speech.
Together we share a proud history, and together we will build our collective future, creating... See, somebody said, "Are you going to cry?" And I said, "No, I'm not going to cry." What we're doing is creating and sustaining a community that our children will be proud to call home. I know I am. Our goal is that... Oh, I promised I wouldn't do this. We want to advance the quality of life for all residents, and I know each of you are a part of that because of your investment in our community, your commitment to our community, your spirit of volunteerism. You make this all successful.
This is Kevin Kelly reporting.